the moments we feel like we're failing when we're actually just juggling trade-offs no one taught us to name. And now you have a tool, not to be perfect, but to be clear. Because when we stop expecting ourselves to do all three all the time in every area of our life, we get something better than perfection. We get relief. We get agency. We get to feel like a success inside the life we've already built. Welcome to the Choose Better Thoughts podcast. I'm Amanda Doyle, certified life and leadership coach, here to help high-achieving women use practical mindset tools to live your complex life with more ease. Each week, you'll learn how to lead with more confidence at work, stay regulated and present in parenting, and actually enjoy the life that you've worked so hard to build. So pop in your earbuds and let's do some coaching. This might sound a little dramatic, but a triangle on a whiteboard kind of changed the way that I think about pressure. We were rolling out a literacy program for over 200 schools. And at one point in the planning process, my boss walked up to a whiteboard and drew a triangle. On each of the three sides, she wrote three words: high quality, efficient, affordable. She looked at me and she said, "You can pick two for each part of this project, but the third one, we have to make some sacrifices." At the time, I nodded like, okay, sure, triangle math. But I've come back to that moment so many times in my head, not just in work meetings, but in life, in parenting, in coaching, in random things like trying to get dinner on the table while my toddler is melting down and I haven't decided if we're eating leftovers or cereal. Because this triangle of priorities and sacrifices shows up everywhere. And most of us, especially high achieving women and working moms, are walking around trying to hit all three sides of the triangle. We want things to be thoughtful and meaningful, high quality. We want them to happen quickly, efficient. And we do not want to pour too much energy or money or help into making it happen, affordable. This triangle framework has been a gift to me and my perfectionist brain. Because when I don't use it, when I subconsciously expect myself to do all three all the time, something breaks. And usually it is me, or my nervous system, or my confidence. Because I start thinking that I'm behind, or I'm not trying hard enough, or I'm failing at things that other people seem to be managing just fine. But when I bring this framework into my conscious brain and I use the triangle, when I name my priorities and choose what I'm willing to let go, something inside me kind of shifts. The decision I've been spinning out on becomes more clear. I realize, oh, I actually chose quality and efficiency. That's why this is costing me more money. And maybe that's okay. Or I'm keeping it affordable and high quality. So of course it's taking longer. That's not failure. That is just math. I start to offer myself more grace instead of my default guilt. And I start to feel more successful. So today we're going to walk through this triangle and how it shows up in everything from work to dinner to marriage to fitness, and how you can use it to trade feeling like you're just getting by to feeling like you're making empowered choices. Let's get into it. Okay, so let's break this down. In the classic project management world, this triangle is known as the iron triangle or triple constraint, and it's built on this idea. Every project competes for three things: quality, speed, and cost. You can get two, but not all three, at least not without consequences. Here's how I'm going to define these concepts today in relation to my life as a working mom. First, high quality, something thoughtful, meaningful, emotionally aligned. Whether it's a project or a dinner or a conversation, this is the I did it well type feeling. Number two, efficient. It takes less time, less effort, less cognitive load. This is my favorite thing. I love efficiency. It gets done quickly or seamlessly. Minimal dragging, minimal spinning. And then number three, affordable. It doesn't cost a ton. Financially, emotionally, energetically, it's low on resources. It doesn't require a babysitter or extra tools or hours of prep time. And I want to just restate the key point here. We usually get two. And the third one is something we have to let go, whether we do it subconsciously or on purpose. If we want something to be high quality and efficient, we might be paying more money, support, energy. If we want it to be affordable and well done, it probably takes longer. That might mean time, patience, or a slower pace than our perfectionist brains are used to. If we want it fast and cheap, let's be honest, quality is probably going to take a hit. And that's not a personal failing, it's just reality. Where this becomes super powerful is when we use the triangle on purpose. Instead of asking ourselves, why can't I get all this done perfectly and quickly and without help? We can pause and say, okay, what are my two top priorities here? And what's the sacrifice I'm willing to accept? It sounds really simple, but most of us have actually been conditioned to believe that we should somehow be able to do all three. That is our default, that anything less means that we have messed up or we're doing it wrong or we could have done better in some alternate universe. This triangle gives us a way out of that loop. It lets us name the trade off instead of resenting it. And that alone brings me so much relief. And this comes up everywhere, and usually when we're exhausted and wondering why something feels harder than it should. So let's take a look at how this actually plays out in real life. I'll start with the obvious one, work. Years ago, when we were designing that literacy curriculum, we had huge goals. We wanted it to be thorough and inspiring for teachers. We needed it to be ready well before the start of the school year. And we had a limited budget because, surprise, it was education. We wanted high quality and we wanted fast. That meant we were paying in time, in energy, in emotional bandwidth. We worked nights, we worked weekends, people were pulled from other roles. And when we weren't clear about that trade off, resentment built up. The triangle helped us remember, okay, we chose this, and that gave us some power back. The same triangle shows up in everyday decisions too, like ordering a last minute outfit online for a big event. Do I want it fast and affordable? It probably won't fit right. Do I want it high quality and flattering? I might need to spend more or go slow and return things. Planning a kid's birthday party like I just did last weekend. Do I want it magical and under budget? That means I'm probably going to spend time crafting or decorating or coordinating. Do I want it magical but low effort? Then I'm probably outsourcing, and that costs money. Even something like figuring out a weeknight dinner. If I want the dinner to be healthy and fast, I'm probably paying for delivery fees or convenience meals. If I want my dinners budget friendly and nourishing, they're probably going to take time. So let's walk through this triangle in a few different areas of life in more depth and see if anything shifts for you when you start using this as a tool instead of a subconscious trap. Let's talk about fitness, because this is one of those areas where so many of us get stuck in the triangle without realizing it. Let's say you're trying to get back into some kind of movement routine. You want it to be high quality, meaning it actually supports your body, helps you build strength, it gives you energy, doesn't wreck your joints. You want it to be efficient so you can do it quickly, maybe during nap time or between meetings. And you want it to be affordable. Maybe you don't want to pay for a gym membership or a personal trainer or $400 worth of equipment showing up. If you try to hit all three, quality, efficiency, and affordability, you're going to quickly find yourself scrolling through free YouTube videos at 9 p.m., trying to decide if 8 minutes of Pilates counts as a full workout or if you should just give up and start fresh on Monday. I do this all the time. I just kick the can down the road because of the cognitive load. Or maybe you do pick two, but you don't realize what's happening. Maybe you download a free app, which is affordable, and it only takes 20 minutes, which means it's efficient, but halfway through the workout, your knees hurt and you're really not sure if you're doing it right. The quality suffers and you might start to feel discouraged. Or maybe you sign up for a great program that's actually aligned with your goals, high quality, And it's easy to follow in short bursts, efficient, but now you're paying $100 a month and you're wondering if that's too much, more mental load. Or maybe you piece together home workouts from Instagram. They're free, affordable, and feel legit, high quality. But they take a full hour with warm up and cool down and 20 minutes of someone explaining proper form. And you give up because it's just not efficient. And that matters in this season. The result in all three scenarios, if your subconscious brain is like mine, is that you might start thinking, I'm just not consistent enough, or I just need more discipline, or maybe I'm just not a fitness person right now. But none of that is actually true. You are just inside the triangle, expecting it to do something it can't without giving something up. And this doesn't mean you have to lower your standards. It just means you get to pick which cost you're okay with on purpose. Maybe this season, the movement that works best for you is affordable and high quality, and you let go of the idea that it needs to be efficient, but you name the time cost and you stop being surprised by it. The triangle helps you get out of the shame loop and into a sustainable strategy. It doesn't tell you what to choose. It just helps you stop pretending that the cost should be zero. Okay, so now let's talk about marriage or long term partnership, because this triangle shows up here a lot. Let's say you want more connection. You're craving moments that feel meaningful, not just who's making dinner, but real conversation, playfulness, affection, a sense that you're building something together, not just managing logistics. So many of my clients work with me on this. So you want high quality, emotional depth, intentional time, feeling seen, not just talking logistics. You want efficient. You don't have hours for a weekly check in and 3 date nights. You want connection that fits in your real life. And you want it to be affordable. Babysitters, therapy, weekend getaways, these aren't in the current budget or maybe just not in reach right now. When you try to get all three, deep connection, quick and easy, and low cost, it starts to feel impossible. And then what creeps in? This narrative that we've drifted, or maybe we're just too tired and it's always going to be this way, or I'm the only one who seems to want more. But if we look at it through the triangle lens, maybe we're actually prioritizing affordability and efficiency, shared meals, kids' routines, running the household like a business. And we're quietly mourning the loss of quality, but not naming it as a conscious trade off. Or maybe we've been investing in depth and care. Maybe we're in counseling or setting intentional goals, but it's not efficient. It's time consuming, emotionally messy, and we start to resent the effort. Like, shouldn't this be easier by now? Or maybe we sneak in a rare, beautiful night together, a real conversation, uninterrupted, and think, why don't we do this more? And the answer is because it took time, money, and logistical gymnastics just to make that night happen. This triangle isn't here to diagnose anything. It's a way to tell the truth more clearly to help you feel better. It helps you see we're doing the best we can with what we've got. And maybe that little wave of grief or frustration isn't because something is broken. It's because the triangle is real and we're not consciously naming trade-offs. So what if you named it together? What if you said, this season, we're optimizing for efficient and affordable, and we're letting quality be simple or quiet or delayed? That doesn't have to be settling. That can just be seeing things clearly. And maybe naming it, that alone is what can help you keep your connection intact. So here's your one small action for the week. Pick one area of your life that feels hard right now. Just one, the place where maybe you're spinning or second guessing or feeling the subtle weight of resentment. It could be the reoccurring dinner chaos that makes you question your meal planning abilities, or a work project, or your relationship, or your fitness routine, or your calendar. Whatever it is, sketch the triangle. You don't need an actual whiteboard, although go for it if that's your thing. I love a whiteboard. Just mentally or literally label the 3 points: high quality, efficient, affordable. Then ask yourself, which two have I been trying to optimize for? And which one have I been unconsciously sacrificing? And most importantly, Can I name that trade-off and own it instead of blaming myself for it? Again, this isn't about lowering your standards. It's about knowing what you're choosing on purpose for this area of your life in this season. All right, amazing work. So, this is what we've done today. We took this simple little triangle, high quality, efficient, affordable, and we used it to tell the truth about how we're living, about the invisible math behind our stress, the moments we feel like we're failing when we're actually just juggling trade offs no one taught us to name. And now you have a tool, not to be perfect, but to be clear. Because when we stop expecting ourselves to do all three, all the time in every area of our life, we get something better than perfection. We get relief. We get agency. We get to feel like a success inside the life we've already built. And guess what? That momentum will actually give you energy to put into more results that you want to create. And if you want to take this just like a little deeper, here's a simple reflection prompt for you to carry with you right now. What am I asking myself to do perfectly? And what's the triangle telling me about what I'm actually prioritizing? Let your answer surprise you or soothe you or help you forgive yourself a little faster next time because you are not failing. You're just solving for something real. And now you get to choose your trade-offs with more intention and more grace. So that's it for today. You have done enough. You are enough. And I will see you next time. Thanks for listening to the Choose Better Thoughts podcast. If this episode gave you a new perspective, please pass it on to a friend or leave a quick review. It helps so much. And if you're ready to go deeper, this is exactly the kind of work we do inside my coaching program. I offer weekly live coaching, access to my full self-coaching course, and daily motivation in an intimate community. You can learn more at choosebetterthoughts.com. Until next time, remember, you are already enough, and change gets to feel good. You've got this.